right, you'll recognize our next guest from his groundbreaking work on the HBO cult classic, The Wire, and his classic roles, of course, on Beverly Hills 90210 and Red Tails.
And now he's making the leap into the music business. Here to discuss his life on the screen and his new album, New York, A Love Story, is Tristan Mack Wilds. Welcome to the show.
Hey.
So you're best known as an actor.
Yes.
Iconic work in The Wire.
Thank
Congratulations, by the way. Some of the best TV I've seen in ages.
Thank you.
But now you're leaping into the music business.
Yeah,
Why
indeed.
that transition?
I've been doing music way before acting.
Really?
Music has been my first love before all of this. So I kind of fell into acting, when I was about 15 years old or something. Just wanted to do something during the summer. I saw all of my friends doing auditions, and it kind of just it grew from there.
Was it true your dad and your grandfather were in the music business as well?
Yeah, well, they used to sing. They used to sing around the house. My dad used to gig around New York City, and my grandfather, he was doing the same thing. So I definitely come from a very musical household. Like everybody, there was music always around, whether it's hip hop. Exactly.
In your blood. Now your name is Tristan, but your singing name is Mack?
It's actually my real name as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my name is Tristan Paul Mack Wilds.
Oh, so Mack is a middle name.
Yes.
And that's what they call you in the house? Is that your
Yeah,
nickname?
that's my family name. That's what my family called me. My friends back in my neighborhood, everybody calls me Mack. That's what I was used to. So
but if you're already known as Tristan, you're this big time famous actor, why did you decide to change your name to Mack for your singing career?
Well, whenever anyone says anything about Tristan Wilds, you automatically think about my characters or the different characters I've played. So I want you guys to be a little more personal. The music is real, so I want you guys to know who I really am, and that's Mack Wilds.
Well, in the music on the album, you've worked with some pretty impressive people.
Yes.
Neo, Rico Love, of course, super producer, Salaam Remi. That's huge. He's worked with everyone from the Fugees to Nas, Miguel. What's it like to work with such an icon?
It was amazing. It was. I can't, it's too much for words, man. Like the lineup that we have for this album is immense. Literally, it's me, like as you said, Neo, Rico Love, James Fauntleroy, Salaam Remi, Pete Rock, DJ Premier, Bink, James Poyser, Raekwon, Method Man. It's a real. It's a real collaborative effort to make, I guess, what we always envisioned our New York nights and days to sound like and feel like.
And the album is a real love letter to New York City. Why did you decide to make the city your musical muse?
But because that's home. Yeah, I'm from New York.
Staten Island.
Staten Island to be exact, yes. But with that, because I was in Los Angeles for so long, and I guess you start to long for it again. You miss that. You miss that feeling of being able to, jump the turnstiles and get on a train to where you gotta go, or
who does that?
I don't know.
The
it's
feeling
illegal.
of
we don't do that.
The feeling of getting Chinese food and ordering duck sauce with your food. They don't know what duck sauce is in LA.
What?
Wow.
It's crazy. It's nuts. So with that, it just really. It was. I had to. I felt like it was necessary.
You were feeling nostalgic.
Exactly.
Yeah, you missed the city.
Very much.
Get back to those roots.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, how did you meet Salaam Remi? This guy, his last major musical artist was Amy Winehouse, and you're the first artist signed to his new label.
Yes.
How did you all come to meet, and what do you think he saw in you that made him decide that he was going to put the cosign on you? Because that is a heck of a cosign.
Honestly, if you ask me what Salaam's seen in me, I probably wouldn't be able to tell you. I'm my own worst critic, so I couldn't tell you at all. But I met Salaam when I was 19 years old, and we really hit it off. I met him at the BMI Awards. He was a fan of my work on The Wire. I was a fan of his music, of course. I told him I was doing music. He was like, oh, okay, let me see what you can actually do.
Did he take you seriously?
Right.
I don't know.
Okay.
Until he started to see over the years how serious I really was about it. So it wasn't until literally, I've known him for about 5 years, that he actually finally said, oh, come to Miami. Let's see what you can really do.
What was his biggest piece of advice to you?
Remember that the music business is mainly about the music.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in your music, you also collaborated with Neil, who was here earlier in the week, and he had some great things to say about you, by the way.
Oh, really?
So, what was it like working with him?
He's amazing, like amazing guy. He's been like a big brother to me even before Red Tails. So with someone like that in the background to help out, it really means a lot. Whether it's just a listening ear or even a helping pen, he's been amazing.
Well, that lead single "Own It" is hot that he's on with you.
Thank
So
you.
congratulations on that one.
And you've also worked closely with another living musical legend, Jay-Z.
Yes.
Now, is it true that you all are related? You're distant cousins?
No.
That's not true.
It's after I did Rock Boys,
Right.
Jay took me kind of under the wing like his real nephew. He brought me into his family. So with that, it definitely he was just like a mentor, somebody to look up to, somebody to, anytime I had any type of problems or anything, I hit him up and just get his like words of wisdom. He has great one-liners, amazing.
Okay, give us
Best
one.
advice he's ever given you. Best advice from Jigga.
I remember I was having a problem on set with I forget, with someone like a crew member or something, and I forget what exactly the problem was, but I remember the jewel was, he said something along the lines of, if you love them, then you approach them and you talk to them about your situation. If not, you just give them enough rope to hang themselves.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
And I've heard you actually called him enduringly like an uncle to you, right?
Yes, absolutely. Definitely call him Uncle Jay.
Really?
Yeah.
So let's talk about acting. You
Okay.
said that your friends were auditioning when
Yes.
you were around the age of 15, but how did you make the leap into acting, and what was your first role? And then how did you land
The Wire. Exactly. That's what everybody wants to know.
Well, honestly, it really just started like that. I was in school, and a lot of my friends were going on auditions, and I was seeing them, getting different commercials and everything, and they were telling me about where they were going, this, that, and the third. And so, being 15 and growing up in Stapleton Projects, it was like, let me try. What do I have to lose? Went out, got a commercial first. I think it was like a toy commercial or something like that. So a toy commercial grew into an extra role. An extra role turned into a featured extra role on Half Nelson, and then Half Nelson turned into The Wire. So it just really built and built and built. And before I knew it, I was deep in the game.
And how did The Wire change your life, your career?
When we were actually doing it at first, I didn't necessarily know the impact that it would have on popular culture. So with that being said, we were just kids in Baltimore playing, having fun. Like I was living the lives of a lot of my friends who were in those situations. So it really just came off as natural, as real. But after a while, after seeing how it grew and the different lives that it touched, whether it be from the kid who grew up in the projects to the grown man who works at Wall Street, it touched so many lives that I think it wasn't until way after that I really sat back and I was like, man, we really did something amazing.
How did you land the role of Michael Lee?
Honestly, the funniest thing, I didn't even audition for Michael Lee at first.
Oh, really?
I auditioned for Randy.
Really?
And they said they liked me, but they were like, he's too big of a kid to be pushed around and to be called a snitch. So they had me audition for Michael, and that was it.
The critics loved the show, and it's still regarded as one of the best TV series ever.
Yeah.
But you didn't win a number of awards. We talked to Lance Riddick about this a few weeks ago, and he said that the actors felt some frustration about that. How did you feel about that?
We definitely did, because we felt like it was much deserved. But, I feel, my main thing, I think it showed me a lot it made me learn to appreciate the fans and the people who actually love the show, the critics, everyone who spoke highly about the show. We don't need awards on our walls. Honestly, the main reward for us were the number of fans who are continually growing every day.
And hopefully you have many more fans in your music as well. So when and where can we get the album? And what's next?
The album, New York, A Love Story, it comes out September 17th, 917.
Oh, no.
Got it.
Okay.
Very clever. Very clever.
Thank you.
And so,
it's really just it's going to be a great album, and Yeah, just more music, maybe some tours.
Okay.
You know, just working it out.
We'll be looking out for it. Thank you so much for stopping by,
you.
Tristan
Thank you.
Mack.
Thank you so
Wilds.
much. Mac Daddy.
All right.
You're watching Arise Entertainment 360.